Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager Career Mode. It's time for round 7 of our first season with the game with Mercedes. We're heading to Monaco. So we're coming off the back of our best result of the season, a second and third place at Imola, a race where George earned himself a new nickname. He is now the Wall. He was mighty in defence against Perez and Verstappen throughout the entire Grand Prix. He was just so good at defending. Incredibly hard for anyone to get past him, and I'm really hoping he can carry that form into this race, because this is one where you definitely don't want to get overtaken because it's so hard to overtake back. At the last one at Imola, there are still a couple of places where you can get those moves done. Not so much here. It's really hard to overtake here, so it's really important for us to try and maintain track position. We're going to try a little experiment for the race as well. We're going to really strip quite a bit of fuel out, try and really be quick and nimble at the start by stripping as much weight out of the car as we can realistically get away with. We do have some scouting that's about to come in, so let's advance to our scout reports. How you doing, Loba? Good to see you. So we've got scout reports for Oscar Piastri, for Pierre and Enrico Balbo. So let's have a look at Oscar's stats, because I do think he has been done a little dirty in this game. I don't think his stats truly reflect just how talented he really is. So that's what his stats look like, and I think his pace stats should be higher. He is so good. You know, he won 3 championships in a row before becoming a reserve driver for Alpine, and then obviously getting the seat at McLaren. He is naturally a supremely talented driver, and although he hasn't really had a lot of time to show it in Formula 1, just in the first half of this season alone, we've seen just how good a talent he really is. It took him a couple of races to get his feet wet, get his head around the car and the change in pace, but we've seen just how good a driver he really is. So I really hope that they give him a little bit of a bump in his stats, because I don't think they're representative. I think he could do with better cornering pace, better braking stats. He has been superb. Maybe even a little bump to his overtaking as well. We'll see. And that's Oscar. Now, I did say that the Red Bull guys, you know, their staff are supremely overpowered. Here is how overpowered they really are. Let's show you Pierre now that we have his stats. And look at that, 96, 99, 98, 92. This guy is just a machine. You know, he's phenomenal. His weakest stat is the chassis at 89, and then it is the side pods at 90, suspension at 92, and everything else is monster stats. And it's not just Pierre either. If we take a look at the head of aero, Enrico Balbo, similar story. 99 on DRS, 95 medium downforce, 97 low downforce, 95 airflow management, 99 sensitivity, drag reduction 93, high speed downforce 93. His weakest stat is 89 on cooling. Everything else mid to high 90s. It's insane how powerful these guys are. I mean, I think they're a little overpowered personally. And it's also kind of the same with Jonathan Wheatley in particular. His stats are mind-blowingly good. So I might see potentially, if we can't get Ron Meadows to renew his contract, we might see if we could potentially steal Jonathan Wheatley. I am going to do some detailed scouting on him. Doesn't have a face, unfortunately. Maybe that will get added in the future. But yeah, he is insanely good. Comfortably the best sporting director in the game, hands down. Right, we've still got 2 scouts left, so let's look at maybe scouting a couple of drivers as well. So Oscar is a potential replacement for Hamilton when Hamilton inevitably retires. We are scouting Lando as well. I think Lando could be a good driver. I'm not dismissing Schumacher as an option. He is definitely an option, but we shall see who's available and who fits the team. Let's see, who else can we take a look at? We're going to take a look at Théo Pourchaire, see what his stats are like in the updated version of the game. So we'll do a scouting on Pourchaire. If at the very least, say, Hamilton retires at, say, the end of next season, then we could look at maybe putting Schumacher in the car for a season or two and giving Théo a couple of seasons to develop as a young driver. Yeah, we've got some options, some flexibility. Who else do we want to have a look at? There's our boy Freddie Vesti from our Aston Martin Challenge Mode career on F1 22. I'm going to take a look at Isaac Hadjar as well. He can't race in F2, sorry, in F1 yet. He's too young, but, well, he's not necessarily too young. He just doesn't have enough experience yet. He hasn't done his second season in F2 and F3 yet. But again, we're looking for the future rather than for the immediacy. Let's take a look at the car situation. So we've got some spare parts on the way. It's still going to be a little while until we get our next round of updates, as you can see. And we did have to delay design work thanks to a fault in our wind tunnel. That has been fixed, so that shouldn't reoccur. And we have upgraded our wind tunnel since then as well, so yeah, hopefully we'll get a nice little benefit from that. Right, is there anything else that we need to do? We've got some spare parts being manufactured. There's nothing else that we need to do in that respect. We've gone through our emails, so let's advance some time. Oh, got a scouting on Lando now. So let's have a look at Lando's stats. 90 in cornering, that's pretty good. Braking 88, reactions 85, 95 control, 94 smoothness. So Lando is one of those drivers who's going to make very few mistakes and is really going to look after his tyres as well. Adaptability 78, I suppose, yeah, that's probably fair. You just think back to Russia a couple of years ago at Sochi when he was leading, being chased down by Hamilton. He refused to come in for tyres, and he was driving well, but he lost control in those conditions. Probably stayed out too long, and unfortunately was denied his chance of his maiden win at that stage. So I think maybe that's a fair reflection of his adaptability. Everything else looks really good. He's definitely looking like the most likely successor at this stage to Hamilton, I think. Of course, it all depends whether Hamilton retires before we leave this team. You know, we're going to be here for at least another season, maybe two. So who knows? Right, we've got one scout left. Let's have a look at a couple of engineers. I wanted to scout GP because I do want to look at maybe pinching GP from Red Bull. So we'll scout him as well. And that's all of our scouts allocated now. So we'll advance time. Side pods are done. Let's go to car parts. So we've got one spare side pods now. One spare chassis. 2 spare front wings. 3 spare rear wings. 2 spare underfloors. And a spare suspension. I think we've got another suspension coming tomorrow as well. So, yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to go. Let's have a look at our targets. There is the track layout. There's a couple of corners here that do seem, yeah, not overly convinced with some of the corners being designated as high speed here. You know, Coming out of the Lowe's hairpin, you've got that little right-hander. That's marked as a high-speed corner. I would say that's maybe medium. That's certainly another corner you take at high speed. I can understand it maybe being high speed going onto the straight, well, I say straight, you know, the bend into the tunnel. And you've got a very low speed blip right before the high speed chicane. Again, don't really agree with the way that they've marked that, but it is what it is. There's the sector breakdown along with the detection point marker for DRS, and then the DRS on the straight. In terms of car attributes, low speed absolutely crucial, medium speed recommended. We're pretty good, I think, in the low speed. Let's take a quick look at our car going into this Grand Prix. Low speeds, we're 7th on the grid. High speed's definitely where we're weakest in terms of downforce at the moment. Top speed 9th, acceleration 15th. Yeah, we definitely need to take some drag off this car and add a bit more downforce as well. Dirty air tolerance isn't too bad. That's always very helpful in a circuit like this. So let's set our performance targets. Once again, I'm clicking here to try and add these in, and I've got to come down here. Again, it's just an unnecessary complication to this step that wasn't needed. We'll try and get both cars into Q3, both cars into Q2. Should be able to manage that relatively straightforward. The incentive is 1 in the top 4. I think that might be pushing it a little bit. Finish position 2 in the top 4. I know we had a good result in the last race, but I can't see us doing it here unless we get really lucky. We're not going to go for the fastest lap because I just don't think we've got the pace for it. And the streaks are already set. We are 3 races of 5 down on both of those, so hopefully we can keep both of those going. And let's go to Monaco.
Welcome along to one of the biggest weekends in motorsport, here in Monaco. F1 descends on Monte Carlo for the Monaco Grand Prix, a glittering show on the Riviera and a crown for whoever can emerge victorious here. Space may be tight and overtakes few and far between, but that won't stop the drivers battling until the end on this iconic street circuit. Monaco is famous for its many narrow twists and corners. From the brake-heavy Le Rascasse to the treacherous Sand of Ott, there are no proper straights to speak of, and it's extremely hard to overtake here. It sounds like simple advice, but getting up as high on that starting grid as possible is the best plan of attack. The previous race saw Carlos Sainz top the podium after a tremendous drive. Can he maintain his winning ways with another good outing this weekend? So, without further ado, let's get started.
One of the subtle little changes that people might not have picked up on is the way that they are introducing reference to previous Grand Prix into the introduction of the next Grand Prix. I like that. It adds a little bit more variety, so you're not seeing the same introduction every single time you come to this circuit. That's good. I like to see that. Just there needs to be a little bit more variety in the presentation. It can't just be the same lines over and over again, because you don't want to see him after a couple of times. How you doing, Marcel? Everyone was asking after you actually a few days ago, saying that they hadn't seen you for a while. Welcome back. And how you doing, Mr. Water? Right, we've got clear skies today, clouds tomorrow, and clouds on race day. Let's start by swapping out the good parts we've got for the not so good parts. There we go. Weaker engine. Weaker ERS, and weaker gearbox. One of the things we used to be able to do on the last game was just on this section we could just press L1 and R1 to switch between the two cars. Can't do that here, which is a little frustrating. So you have to change them all individually on one car, then come out, go to the next car, and then go in and do them all individually there as well. It just takes a little bit longer than, you know, the shortcut that we were able to use last time. Right, in terms of run plan, Monaco is a short-ish lap, so we want to go 21 laps. Going to look after the car, and in terms of setup, haven't raced at Monaco in the new game yet, so Got to use last year's setups. As always, we're going to max out the downforce as our starting point. The roll bar, I'm going to go with an 8.2 or a 9.1. Let's go with a 9.1. And we'll go with a 3.05 and a 0.15. There we go. That's our starting setup for George. There we go. Let's work on Lewis's car next. So again, we need to swap out those parts. So older engine, older ERS, and older gearbox. Let's do the run plan, 21 laps. Tell him to look after the car. And the setup here will go slightly different on this one. Do I want to go 8.2? Yes, we'll go 8.2 on this one, I think. So for this one, we're going to go with, again, a 10 and a 16. And then we're going to go with a 3.35 on the camber and a 0.7 on the toe. There we go. So those are two setups from last year's game that would give 100%. Let's see if either of those work for the cars that we've put them on. And off we go. And as always, we'll start our race weekend coverage with a helmet cam look at the circuit, and we'll do it in Russell Vision tonight. We did it in the ham cam last night.
Radio's loud and clear. Radio check. Radio's loud and clear. Avoid all curbs. Avoid all curbs. Understood.
It's a little touch, but I do like that you could hear the engine echoing when you're in the tunnel. And there you go. There is a lap of Monaco from the helmet cam. So let's speed some time up. Oh, that was a bit of a brutal chop there. Okay, so the Monaco track map looks... It's better than some of the other ones we've seen, but it's still not great.
Surface temps are low all round.
Again, I preferred last year's to what we've got this year. How you doing, Sanio? So, speaking of the game and the changes, obviously there are some bugs. I reported and linked last night's live stream to Frontier earlier to show evidence of the problem with cars slowing up massively on the pit straight whenever they were trying to go past somebody who was in the pits. Because that happened to Perez, then it happened to us, and then it happened to Max, all in quite a short space of time. So I just linked that footage to them and said, you know, this is what it looks like. Apparently it's already been reported, but I was just contributing my own evidence to that. And then they published a note on Twitter today saying, I suppose I can't really call it Twitter anymore, can I? I'm going to keep calling it Twitter. I refuse to call it X. stupid thing for an app. Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah, take that, Elon. On Twitter, they posted an under investigation post, just saying, you know, the patch for PC is rolling out. It's coming in a couple of days for console players. They'll let us know nearer the time when they have a release date from that. Hopefully it'll be sometime next week, early next week, I hope. I did check before firing up the game tonight, and it's not been updated yet. There's no update available. But they are looking at a few other things, including overpowered race starts, because we have seen the AI just blisteringly quick at the start. They're looking at some issues with tyre bugs. I have seen other other players seeing instances where the must use 2 different compounds of dry tyres rule is ignored by the AI, and they just do the entire race on softs. I've seen that issue. So obviously we've not experienced that yet. At least I don't think we have. So that's under investigation. They are looking at a couple of other things. They are looking at unfair penalties, and this morning I did a quick race on Miami on the PS4 version. We're at 99. I'm going to go that way. I'm going to go to 0.75. Okay. Yeah, I did a race on the PS4 version at Miami, and brutal penalty for Alex Albon. He was basically pushed into the wall by, I think, one of the Alfa Romeos that he was fighting. It might have been a Haas. At the start of the Mickey Mouse section after the first long DRS straight, and he's the one who got the penalty for it. So they're investigating unfair penalties, which is good, because yeah, some of the penalties that we've seen ourselves on the streams have been a little bit suspect, and the one I saw this morning was out and out ridiculous. But he was literally crowded into the barrier, and he was given the penalty for, you know, causing a collision when, you know, there was nowhere for him to go. So yeah, in reality that penalty would have been the other way around. So hopefully we'll see an improvement to the penalties that are being dished out. And there are a couple of other issues that are being investigated, although I can't remember them off the top of my head. But yeah, there are other stuff, other things that are being looked at. And they did say this isn't an exhaustive list of everything we're investigating. This is just, you know, the most prominent ones. There are other bits that we are looking at as well, outside of what we've just listed here. So yeah, they're on top of things in terms of going through the complaints and the bugs and stuff, and trying to get those squashed as quickly as possible, which is good. Does make me a little worried for the patch in September. Hopefully that's not going to have any issues. We'll see. What we'll do is we'll create a secondary file. So we'll basically create a backup of our Mercedes files, so when that patch goes live, we'll see. We'll hopefully have something to roll back to if there is a problem. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. Marcel's been to Barcelona, Paris, Rome, Greece. Wow, you're getting around a bit. I've been to Rome before. Rome's nice. Bit touristy in places. Lots and lots of tourist shops, you know, selling pretty much exactly the same stuff everywhere you look. A lot of street vendors selling the same knickknacks at varying different prices. But yeah, it's a nice city. It's been a while actually. When was it I went to Rome? Early 2000s, I think. So yeah.
Copy.
Actually no, I think it was late 2000s that I went. 2008, 2009, I think. How am I finding F123? I'm enjoying it. I think it's better than the last game. Comfortably better than the last one. We went the wrong way on Lewis's setup there. We can correct that. Still figuring out all the ins and outs of some of the little tweaks and changes that they've made. 86 for George, so definitely some work needed there as well. Is it worth buying? I think so. Just be aware that there are bugs and they may potentially spoil your enjoyment, you know, when they hit, but they don't hit too often. Then the biggest bug at the moment is one that we might well find ourselves experiencing again tonight, and that's the game seems to crash when you go to the race itself. So be prepared for the stream to just cut off just as we're about to go to the race again tonight, because it's happened on 3 of the last 4 races that we've done since the patch went live. That's one of the things that's being addressed in the hotfix. And again, that's why I'm really hopeful that we'll get that patch early next week. Right, let's have a look at setup. So, still off on the braking stability. Okay, let's have a look at last year. Don't really have a lot that I can really compare to. As far as this issue goes. Let's revert back to our 92. Let's try doing that. Go slightly different directionally this time, see if that improves things. Compounds, we will use a set of mediums for this. For the run plan, we are going to run for 30 laps, I think. So that's George. Let's take a look at Lewis. So we went to the right, now we need to go to the left. There we go, that should make that 100%. Again, we're going to go with 30 laps of fuel. Driving options, drop the pace. Did we do that for George? I think we did. Yes, we did. Okay, into the next session. How you doing, Farah? How you doing, Cobra? Good to see you guys. Just to give you a heads up, Farah, False Widow season is just about to start in the UK. So, yeah, you might start seeing a fair few more spiders.
We'll just have some PU cooling. Yeah, copy, all good.
But hey, you can always cheer yourself up by cheering on Hamilton. I noticed as Hamilton was doing quite well, you were incredibly quiet to the point of non-existent last night. Yeah, she fell asleep. I did wonder. What did you think of Russell's performance? I'm going to call him the Wall from now on. And there we go, 100% setup for Lewis, 100% car part knowledge, so we get his track knowledge up to 100, and that'll be 100% driver prep. 86 for George. I'm struggling on George today. Let's call him in. And let's see where we're going wrong. Hang on a minute, this is not the setup I... Oh, it's done it again. It's not registered the setup changes. This was an issue in the very early days of the last game. Quite a regular issue, and it's becoming quite a regular issue in this one as well. This is like the third time that that's happened to me in this career mode. So Russell's going out with way more fuel than he needs, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's just practice. Not looking to set good times. Just looking to get the car dialed in. Right, that's Hamilton done. It's up to 75 track percent. That's spot on. That's exactly where I wanted to get him to. So now we just need feedback from the Wall on his setup. If he can pull off another phenomenal defending job in this Grand Prix, that could be worth so much. Because this is one of those circuits that is incredibly difficult to overtake on. So if he can hold cars behind, he can potentially open up a nice big gap between him and Lewis. Allow Lewis to maybe jump in, come out possibly ahead, but certainly a lot closer, have a lot less to try and get through. And it would again ruin the strategy of every car behind him. So we got a 92. We're getting there with George. It's not quite where it needs to be yet. Oh dear, excuse me. And let's call George in now. Right, let's take another look at this setup. Okay, so I kind of need that to be there, I think. Yeah, let's try that. So we'll get that change locked in, ready for the next session. And we're going to do a bit of scouting in the next session as well. We're going to start investigating other teams, see what sort of engine and ERS states they're running. So yeah, it has got those changes marked. That's good. Let's hope they actually stay marked. We're going to go soft tyres. Going to go 20 laps. That should be all we need. Same for Lewis. Soft tyres. 20 laps. And let's add his setup to the book now that we have our first 100%er for this year. So what we're looking at, 10, 16. 8.2 minus 3.35 and a 0.65. Okay, there we go. First 100%er in the book. Let's see if we can add a second one with George. So they can see Hamilton's confidence level will hit 100% in his driver prep, which will translate to very high confidence for quali if we can get him all the way up to 100 on his track knowledge, which shouldn't be too difficult to do. The hardest thing for us is going to be making sure we get George to 100% on his setup satisfaction, because this one has proved to be a little bit tricky. I'm really hopeful this is going to nail it down for us. Some major gearbox wear, that's fine. It's an old gearbox. Almost there with the feedback. %96%. It's close, but it's not where it needs to be. So we're going to call him in. I think maybe one more click of camber might fix that. Let me check the book. Yeah, I don't have a corresponding setup there. The closest I do have would be that, which I know is going to be wrong. So I'm going to go with that. Let's see if that gives us the 4% that we need. We've got a 96 to roll back to, so it's not the end of the world if this is wrong. But hopefully this will be right. You're pleased I was 30 seconds behind Sights. You just want a longer career this time, despite the ability to move. Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely some pace issues that need to be resolved. Not for us, but for the AI. I think there's some of the things that are being investigated by Frontier. I do think Sainz's pace was a little unnatural in that last Grand Prix. I don't think he was that much faster than, you know, as fast as he should. I don't think he should have been as fast as he was. That's what I was trying to say. As far as our car development going, well, yeah, already we're seeing that development is a lot harder this year, which is good. That's going to elongate career mode in itself. I'd like to think we'll be able to challenge for wins towards the second half of the season. Maybe be in contention for the championships next year. I don't know. We would definitely be right up there as, you know, among the favourites next season on, you know, in the second season on the last game. You know, it is actually possible to win the championship in your first season with Mercedes on F122, because, you know, I did it. But I don't know about we still need that setup, don't we? But I don't know about the new one. Hamilton didn't get the full run. Damn it. Let's send him back out quickly. Let's try and get that track knowledge maxed out. I want our drivers to be as fully prepped in terms of confidence as possible, given how hard overtaking is on this circuit. Team objectives is something else that's being looked at. So at the moment, like AlphaTauri's objective, I think, is to finish 6th or 7th in the championship, and their car is awful. It's really bad. That's a really hard objective for them. So that's something that's being looked at. So we might see some of the team's objectives being tweaked in the next update as well. Did we get it with George? Yes, we did. There we go. Why is he only at 97% on prep? He should be at 100. 100 track knowledge, 100 car part knowledge, 100% setup. That should be reading 100% prep. Let's call him in. It should maybe reset to 100% at the end of the session. Maybe. I'm not quite sure why it hasn't. But yeah, I do think it's going to be a lot harder for us to challenge immediately with this. I don't think the tyre model works quite as intended as well. I did a race with, as I say, Red Bull on the PS4 version earlier today at Miami, and I put my drivers on a very low fuel. I took like 3 laps of fuel out at the start, because I wanted to experiment and see whether or not, you know, stripping extra weight out of the car at the start would make them really quick at the start, and it kind of did. But the cars were so good, or the tyre model doesn't work quite as intended, to the point where I took a 2-stop strategy. I ran the soft tyres just a little bit longer than necessary on the planned 2-stop, and then went onto the mediums and just didn't bother making the second stop, and I just stayed on the mediums and I ran them at the lowest pace setting for the rest of the Grand Prix, and I finished almost a minute ahead of everybody else. So yeah, I don't think the tyre model works quite as intended. I don't think you're seeing as much performance drop off if the tyres aren't in the window as you're supposed to, which might possibly explain how the AI is able to be so quick for very long periods of time. I don't know. There we go. We got Hamilton up to 98% track knowledge, so he's 99 in his overall prep, and we have got the full 100 for George. That's good. Right, so there we go. Both drivers with very high confidence going into qualifying. That is important. We are going to try doing the 2-lap run again here.
There's tension in the air today, so it must be time for qualifying.
Qualifying means everything around Monaco, with little chance of overtaking in the race. Getting as far up the grid as possible and keeping the car intact is every driver's goal on this unforgiving circuit.
Karun, how do you think Logan Sargent's going to be feeling at the moment?
They weren't as quick as I expected them to be in practice. They'll want to land better lap times than that today to earn a solid position on the starting grid.
So get yourselves comfortable. It's going to be quite the ride.
Right, Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to check engine levels and stuff. Ah, damn it. Started chatting away and I completely forgot what I was planning to do. Never mind. We are going to be putting in the good stuff. We're not going to roll back to the weaker components. There we go. We are definitely going to be taking penalties at some point this season. It's just a question of when. And they are going to be expensive. It's going to cost us 5 mil for a new engine, which we are going to need to take. It's going to cost us 2.5 mil for a new ERS, which we're going to have to take. And a new gearbox, which we'll probably have to take, is a mil. So we're talking 8.5 million for just one set of parts for our powertrain. That's quite a lot. Especially with considering it was just 3 million to replace everything last season. Yeah, it's nearly 3 times as much overall. It also stops you from just buying engine after engine after engine if they're 5 million a pop. Not only does it, cost you an arm and a leg to do it at the point, even if you've got a big cash reserve, I'm assuming that that's going to come out of your cost cap as well. So yeah, that means a lot less development if you buy multiple engines. Right, there we go. New parts, well, good parts in both cars. Why is the gearbox only 90? Have I put the wrong gearbox in? I have. There we go. Alright, we are going to go with 2-lap runs, so let's change that. And off we go.
Out lap normal.
Understood.
So let's see what kind of time we can do on our first lap, and then if we can improve on the second lap to boost the confidence levels. So after the first lap, we are at very high, nearly peak confidence with Lewis, and even closer to peak confidence with Russell. Can we improve on this lap? We've got a little bit of traffic in front. Oh, Lewis having to pull over out of the way of Tsunoda, who looked like he did his flying lap at a really awkward time, but it hasn't impacted Lewis too much. He still went purple in the first. George has gone faster again in the first. The Alpine is not going to get in the way. I don't think Tsunoda and Magnussen are getting in the way.
Just keep an eye on that delta.
There we go. Lewis does go faster. A lot faster.
Understood.
What about George?
Just get that delta negative.
Wow, look at the difference in time.
Copy.
9/10 of a second. That was a mighty lap from Lewis. Tell you what, around this circuit, peak confidence, I'm not all that surprised to see him do something magical, but wow, yeah, that was mighty. Very, very good. And if we do have to go out again in this session, which we won't have to, but you can see how we'll be going out with peak confidence. So this will be the plan for session 3. Session 2, we're just going to go out and just probably do one run, unless it looks like we have to do a second run, but there'll be single lap runs. Session 3, we will be doing double runs so that we can get that peak confidence to try and improve our quali times. I'm still blown away just how much faster Lewis was in that session than George there. 9/10. Maybe Russell got held up. In fact, I'm going to have a look. Let's have a look at lap times. Because I think Russell did improve. Let's have a look. Oh, he didn't improve his overall time. He was much better in the first sector. Nearly 2/10 up in the first sector. Slightly down in the second sector. Down again in the third sector. I don't know if he had maybe a bit of traffic, but yeah, he went from a 1:11.5.6 to a 1:11.5.9. Whereas Lewis went the complete opposite direction. Lewis went from a 1:12 flat to a 1:10.6. It's just a huge improvement. 1.4 seconds faster. Okay, so our confidence gets reset for the next session, as always seems to be the case. Like I said, we're just going to do single lap runs for session 2, because we don't want to burn out the tyres before the final session. But this is what I mean about the tyres holding up a lot better in qualifying. So you can see here, yeah, we've taken 10% life out of the tyres. It equates to about 5 laps from doing 2 push laps, a cool down lap, an in lap and an out lap. But in terms of time lost per second, per lap, still about the same for hot laps. You can see there's no real difference. So the tyres hold up really well for qualifying, which I do really appreciate, because they would be massively slow after 2 runs compared to brand new softs last time round. I think you can squeeze about 3 runs out of a set of softs before they start to lose time compared to brand new ones. I think it also depends on the circuit. Right, let's go out early. So this is just to try and get us through into Q3. Don't need to set the timing boards alight here, but if we can get both drivers up at the very top, that would be encouraging for our prospects in the third session.
The outlap. Understood.
Got clean track for both drivers. Leclerc looks like he's going a little bit faster than us. Oh wow, much faster than us. 1:10.4. That's a mighty lap.
Yep.
Hamilton this time is a long way off. What happened to Hamilton? I didn't see any traffic. Just didn't put it together for whatever reason. That's unexpected. We might have to run Hamilton again. So let's have a look. Tyres are still holding up. So we'll stick with the same tyres, unless the timing page is lying to us. Yeah, Hamilton in the drop zone right now. It's very crowded on the track at the moment. I'm hoping a lot of these cars are coming in. Not everyone. A couple of cars on flying laps. Okay, Leclerc's not going to get in the way. I've got a Williams of Albon pulling out in front of us. Oh, well, there's a bit of a gap. so hopefully that won't cause too many issues. We're going to watch this lap because this is going to be a crucial lap. This could see Lewis get knocked out if things don't go right here. That would be a disaster if that happens.
So we've got clear track now.
You're very interested to see how my Alpha Tauri career does. Well, I've kind of postponed that for now. Given the bugs and the fact that I've switched my focus to the PS4 version to get that platinum done quickly and out of the way, I will come back to running a private career on this game. So I'll probably start again. But I will probably go with a junior team again, or a low-down team. Alright, we're up in the first sector. How you doing, Sam? Need to put together a good lap. Up in the middle, so there should definitely be an improvement. It should also be enough to get through. Might even get a little slipstream here. And it's enough to improve by almost a second. That's good. You just got fired. What was it? Lack of results, or were you overspending? What caused the boot to be applied to the posterior? Lack of results. Yeah. How many races did you get in before you got fired? Just out of interest. Oh, who snuck out in front of... Oh no, it's someone sneaking out behind us. It's a Haas.
Be careful with the warm-up.
After Belgium.
Out lap critical.
Well, the board are satisfied with me at the moment. They're not singing my praises, but they're not grumbling too much. Right, 1:11.2. A couple of tenths slower for Hamilton. New flying lap about to start.
Okay, Lewis, looks like P2 at the moment.
It's an improvement for Hamilton.
Good lap, Lewis. Let's call the car.
Don't know if Russell improved. Let's check the confidence levels. We've got peak confidence and peak confidence. That's perfect. So when we go out, as soon as we get back to the pits, we're throwing on another set of brand new softs, and then we're going to go out and do another 2-lap run. And hopefully we can really, really attack the track with our drivers in the absolute best frame of mind to do so, and the grip below them to do it. Reconfigure new tyres. Just make sure that it is going to give me 2 laps, because it does like to screw up sometimes. Reconfigure. New tyres. There we go. No other podiums. I've done a little bit better than that. We got nearly a collision between the Ferrari and the Red Bull there. We had a P2 and a P3 at Imola in the last race. We had a P2 at Miami. A P3 for Russell at where was it?
Is that lap normal?
No, it might have been a P3 I don't know. Yeah, I think it was a P2
Focus on the brakes a bit.
or a P3. We had a good result at Baku. I think it was a P2 at Baku and a P3 at Miami. I'm not sure we're going to. Well, we should theoretically have enough time for two laps here. Just depends on what the traffic does.
Good to go. It's all clear ahead.
A couple of cars coming out. We want to be clear of the pits before they come through. This isn't going to affect Hamilton, but it might affect George. Actually, it might affect Hamilton. No, it won't. Okay, I saw the blue dot and I thought that was... Oh, George! Oh. The Haas coming out. That might have slowed down George on his first flying lap. He's going to have another one though, so not the end of the day. No improvement in Sector 1 for Lewis. That might be a little bit too close to the back of the Red Bull. Might be the dirty air that's slowing him down a touch. That Haas is on an outlap, I think. That's going to get in the way if that's the case. Oh, it's getting in the way of Perez. Is he going to get in the way of Lewis, who hasn't improved on this first lap? Does get in the way a little bit there at Rasgas. That's not good. Now we're going to return the favour at Sandevot, potentially, as we go on a cool down lap. He's going to pass us on the straight up towards Casino. What did George do? George didn't improve either. Confidence levels still peak for both drivers.
So there will be a bit of bunching. Good to go.
So no one ahead. Good to go.
Okay, second flying lap. Can we improve? Yes, in the first sector. I'm a little concerned about that Haas. Hopefully we catch it in the tunnel and it's not going to get in the way. Russell goes purple in the first.
So you've taken the checkered flag.
All right, get out the way, get out the way, get out the way. Purple in the middle for Lewis. Can we get a pole position? Purple for Russell. Russell is flying. Haas is out of the way. Lewis hugging the wall. He goes P1. And Russell takes it from him by 18 thousandths. Woo! And we control the front row. Oh, that's going to make Monaco so nice. So, I think we're going to employ the wall again. I think we're going to get George to try and do some mighty defending. And maybe let Hamilton sprint off into the distance. Let's just pause for a second, because we forgot to do this earlier. I want to have a look and see if anyone else is running newer engines as well, or is it just us? New engine for Charles Leclerc and a new ERS unit. Sainz running the same engine he used in the last race. Piastri's not through. Max not running a new engine. Ooh. He's running a new gearbox though. But Perez not running a new engine. New engine for Ocon. Gasly didn't make it through. Albon didn't make it through. Magnussen new engine. Hulkenberg new engine, and then obviously the Alphas or the to make it through. New engine for Alonso as well. So there are some other cars using new components here. It's not just us. I just got my trophy for my first pole position. Woo! Very, very close.
Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
Monaco can hand out unpredictable results, just like in 1982, when 4 race leaders hit trouble. Riccardo Patrese eventually claimed the win after managing to restart his stalled car by himself with a downhill bump start.
At least from what you've seen in the paddock, Karun, how would you describe the mood in the Mercedes camp?
Well, there's definitely a sense of pressure to deliver, but the team is rising to it and delivering when it matters. That's no easy feat in F1.
And you can't get much more excitement than this on race day. It's the Monaco Grand Prix.
So we've got perfect weather. Let's take a look at strategies. So we're looking at a 138.28. It's a second faster. Don't really want to start on the medium. I might have to. That's the same, 138.28. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that for George and swap it the other way around for Lewis. And go medium to hard for Lewis. And we'll look at stopping on lap 34. And as I said, we're going to experiment a little bit. We're going to take 3 laps of fuel out. And there's a reason for this, is we want the car to be nice and light off the line. We are definitely going to have to do fuel saving in the race. But this is going to be one of the easier circuits for us to do that, I think. We want to go super aggressive off the line with Lewis. And we just want to go relatively aggressive off the line with George. We want Lewis to get through and sprint off. And we want George to back him up.
The streets of Monte Carlo are ready as the drivers prepare for the 78 laps of the Monaco Grand Prix. And here's George Russell, focusing on the race ahead of him.
They're on pole, and it's well deserved. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. We're here and the streets are abuzz at the Monaco Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Go for it.
Understood.
Charge the back.
Understood.
There we go.
Just reduce your speed.
Yeah, copy.
Make sure you keep these tyres in good nick.
So we're off and running.
So just charge that back.
We've already got Hamilton 2 seconds up the road, almost. It's time for Russell to be the wall again, just like he was at Imola.
Overtake is available.
Yeah, agree.
See if we can get more than 53 successful defences this time. 53, it's just an insane number.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Okay.
And Verstappen's already through.
Copy.
Yeah, should have seen that coming, really. He's going after Lewis. He's already less than a second behind him. Ugh. And he's running an old engine as well. That's just how good that car... I mean, he's sprinting like crazy. I probably should have pushed for a full lap and a half with our cars.
Push and hold, overtake.
Yeah.
There we go.
You have push and hold, overtake available.
Try and just hold him back if we can, just to let Russell catch back up again. If we can get Russell to jump ahead of Max
DRS enabled.
and create that roadblock, that would be fantastic. Oh, no wonder Verstappen's on softs. No wonder he was able to go past Russell so quickly and so easily. It's 2 compounds softer. But Russell's the only one on hard tyres. Oh wow, now this could really screw up the rest of the field. If Russell can hold everybody up, I don't think he's going to be able to do that to Max. But if we can at least try and stay in the DRS range, we're almost able to break away. Let's keep pushing. We're almost able to break away from Alonso just before the DRS kicks in. Well, it's active, but there's only one straight where it's active, which we haven't hit yet.
Happy to start reducing that management.
I couldn't quite stay in range with Russell, and Alonso did catch back up. That's a shame. Lewis defending well against Max. Again, if we can frustrate Max while he's on those softs, that can certainly put a dampener on his race. Alonso's coming with us. And that's threatening to leave Sainz behind. Calm these tyres down in a moment. We've got the 1 second to Alonso. Can we keep the 1 second to Alonso? Use up the last of the battery. Don't think we can. I don't think we've got the grip to be quick through this third sector on these hard tyres. Not yet, anyway. We did manage to get the DRS though. Just. We've got to go top up now. And we'll go into standard. I don't think we can keep up with Russell. So it's time to settle into the plan.
Let's just manage these tyres. Yeah, roger.
Start going into some fuel saving.
And we're just going to need to introduce a little bit of lift and coast. So 50 metres at most.
Give Russell battle assist.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
A little too early to be thinking about sprinting away from Max. But there will come a point where we do want to break away from him so we don't drag him along. We can stop going into top-up mode now and use the full battery allocation per lap. Let's check our driver confidence levels. Hamilton's at peak. Russell in very high, but he is getting those little defensive boosts. What does battle assist mean? It basically puts the driver on auto for using strategic boosts of battery. So instead of just a consistent 2 megajoules used per lap, they will not deploy in certain areas and save it for areas where they're more likely to be, in a fight, to overtake or defend. So there'll be some areas of the track where they won't use the battery at all, and others where they'll use more than they would normally within their 2 megajoule per lap allocation, so that they can, either try and make an overtake or hold back someone trying to overtake them. So if you want to see what something means, the easiest way to do that is to just open up the menu and press the L3. And then you'll get the information, and then you can have a look and see what each thing means. So if we go across to battle assist, there you can see, direct the driver to conserve some energy throughout the lap to be used when battling, either to help overtake or defend against another car. But I would say take it off when you're not in a position where you're needing to either attack or defend, because theoretically then you're going to go slower. There's evidence I've seen, it looks as though if you have that running when you don't need to run it, then your car is not as fast as it could be per lap. So I always turn it off when I'm clear of a battle. If I don't need to defend against someone, I'll turn it off. If I'm trying to attack, then usually what I want to do is not just get past them, but then sprint away from them. So I usually just go full deployment.
Yeah, we just want to grow this together. Come in.
Come on, complete the move. Yes, there we go. Oh, he's still trying to go side by side. Is he going to dive up the inside of the hairpin? He is. Wow. It's so great to see overtakes happening through that section. That was a complete no-go last year. We've got the battery deploying there, put the foot down, and we retake the position going into the chicane. Excellent stuff. Let's turn the tyres back down. Lewis still comfortable. Going to turn off his battle assist as well now. It's not a magic bullet. Battle assist won't be the rubber stamp automatic defense in every situation. It'll only really help you if a driver's just sniffing around. If they make a concerted push, then battle assist probably won't be enough, unless you've got a really, really good car. And our car is good, but it's not that good. It's not Red Bull good. Try saving the tyres a little bit with Lewis.
Make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that
Temps
tyre.
aren't that high, so we do risk them cooling down quite quickly doing this. Holding Max back. Again, every time we get a successful defence, it's just a little boost of our confidence, a little nibble away at Max's. It all adds up. And right now we're saving tyres and fuel for both of our drivers. And we're both holding up cars on faster tyres. And we're saving our own in the process. Now Red Bull is mighty in the third sector compared to us. Through the first couple of sectors we can pull a gap of around about 7/10, 8/10 of a lap. Max keeps it relatively steady in the final sector, and then obviously with the DRS just pulls away. I think we're getting close to the point. Let's just up the tyre temps again. We're getting close to the point where I think we can try and sprint away from Max. I'm going to have a go on the next lap, I think. See if I can sprint away from him.
Pick up the pace. Use the overtake.
See if we can break away from him before we get to the end of the lap. Tyres are down to 70%. They're still going to be quick. So even if we do break away, there's every chance he'll just come back at us. This tyre's starting to cool down a bit too much. We'll up his tyre pace again.
Push now. Coming.
We've got the gap, but we're going to keep pushing. We're going to do a full lap of push. Two reasons. One, to just build that gap up a bit more. And two, see if we can just steal the fastest lap away from Max.
And you're the fastest man on track.
Alright, we got that lap with a 1:14.9. Let's keep pushing, see what we can do on the next lap. Russell still holding back Alonso. Still saving fuel. Tyres are in decent shape. Not sure how well it relates in the game. I need to pay a little bit more attention next time at the start of a race when setting up fuel loads. But In reality, every 10 kilos of fuel equates to around about 2 or 3 tenths of lap time. So the more fuel you carry, the slower the car, and obviously the cars get quicker as the fuel burns off. It's why I decided to try and really underfuel them at the start, make them nice and light compared to the cars around us, to try and get a really good launch and maintain position off the line. Had Max not been on the softs, it would probably have worked. But you can see how it's enabled us to work well against Alonso and co, holding him back beautifully. We're now almost 5 seconds clear at the front.
Increase in lift and coast just a little.
Which is really nice to see. We'll go into top-up mode now. Start rebuilding that battery.
Getting the pack back up.
I think we turned off battle assist, didn't we? Yes, we did. Still running for George. I'm going to turn that off as well. I'm going to stop fuel saving for a bit. See if we can start, maybe, edging back onto the back of Verstappen. Might take quite a while, but we'll see. Max isn't running a great engine, don't forget. So theoretically, now that he's not using the slipstream and we're not doing any saving with Russell, apart from a tiny little battery every lap, we might be able to start edging closer to him. In fact, we were 4 tenths of a second faster than him there, and we're now under pressure from Alonso, who looks like he's about to get through. He has got through.
Push and hold, overtake.
Shouldn't have turned off battle assist.
Copy.
Let's drop the tyres down while we're following.
Speed. Copy.
See if we can retake that position. See what Hamilton does across the line as well at the end of this lap.
Happy to start reducing that management.
Yep, fine.
Well, we're definitely closing on Verstappen. Alonso was taking about a second out of him. So Alonso's pushing right now. That's why he managed to get past us quite comfortably there. And we're struggling to stay on the back of him. We've just about killed our battery to do it. But we did stay with him just.
Charge the pack.
Roger.
How you doing, pal? You're upgrading the Mercedes, but you don't seem to be getting anywhere. Yeah, upgrades do not have the same power that they did last year. So you can't just spam the underfloor and front and rear wing combinations to immediately make your car a couple of seconds faster by the end of the season. It doesn't work that way anymore. And I didn't really pay too much attention, but someone mentioned something in the comments that I had a look at on the PS4 version today while I was running my Miami Grand Prix and putting some upgrades in the works for the Red Bull. Just sliding all the sliders to the right does absolutely nothing, because you're not changing the balance. You know, everything's still, you know, at the same differences. So next time you go to create a part and see all the sliders in the middle, just take the downforce sliders and push them all the way across to the right, and well, push all the sliders all the way across to the right and look at the values when you're done, and they'll be exactly the same. You know, the only thing that's really going to have an impact if you do that is reducing the weight. It's something I hadn't picked up on until it was mentioned to me last night. But I'm definitely paying attention to it now, and that will. I mean, we'd already started to look at, you know, customizing our builds a little bit more around specific things. Obviously, last time round, just increasing the sliders to the right increased what was produced across each part to doesn't work that way anymore. Am I still in the first season? Yes. Yes, I am. This is only round 7 of our first season. Alonso's gone. Don't have the pace to keep up with him. He's on a bit of a tear right now. No, don't push everything to the right. I'm just saying, you know, in the old game, you could do that and you would get improvements everywhere you did that. It doesn't work that way anymore. So, you know, if you want to see, you know, what I mean, next time you go to upgrade a part, look at the values when they're all in the middle, put them all to the right, and then look at the values again, and they'll be exactly the same as when they're all in the middle. You have to tailor the part around what it is you're trying to improve the most. Oh, if you didn't play the old game, yeah, then ignore basically everything I just said. I just assumed you're a returning player. Okay, looking at lap times, 1:16.4. Max is trying to speed up a bit, 1:15.9. He is slowly nibbling that gap down a bit. Alonso seems to have calmed down again. Sainz on a tear right now, as you can see, a 1:14.8. Leclerc got past us as well. We don't have great pace at the moment, but we held the field up quite well for, you know, a considerable amount of time. We are the only driver with Russell running the hard tyres right now. Everyone else has still got to put the hards on later. We don't. And if we get an early yellow flag, VSC red flag, something like that that slows the whole field down, we can immediately jump off this and change our strategy. Yeah, with upgrades, you need to look at where your car is weak, you know, and where it is you're specifically trying to improve. If you're trying to improve specific areas, like you want to really, you see that you're struggling in high downforce cornering, and you want to really focus on that, then you want to increase your slider on that, and maybe look at maybe even potentially decreasing the sliders on the other ones, or at least only increasing them a little bit, so that you're putting more focus on the area that needs more attention. You know, it's trying to it's trying to maximize the gains in the areas where your car is weak. But I mean, you could go all in on doing something like Williams do, where they've got an incredibly slippy car. So it has a very low drag. It's very fast in a straight line. It just doesn't have any cornering downforce. So you saw at Spa just how quick it could be in a straight line. It was flying through the field on the soft tyres, but as soon as it hit the corners after the Kemmel Straight, it started to lose ground again. You know, it's balancing the car the way you want it. You know, you should theoretically make progress with every upgrade, and as you upgrade your facilities, and each upgrade will have a bigger attribute gain, simply because you're getting more on each from each area in development with more efficient facilities. But it costs a lot of money to get there. Without actually having the upgrade thing in front of me, it's hard to kind of talk you through it. I kind of need to have the visual process that I can show off at the same time. As Perez now looking to make a move on us, let's try and resist that move. Don't want to fall any further down the grid. Definitely want to hold up the other Red Bull if we can. Come on, George, fight it, fight it, fight it.
Pick up the pushing level.
Probably.
I don't think, well, maybe. Throw it up the inside. Use the battery to out-accelerate through. Yes, nearly. He's still there. Come on, George. You got this. There you go. Whew. That was, that was a tough one. Let's see if we can just sneak onto the back of the Ferrari again. They seem to have slowed down a bit. We'll push the tyres a little bit more. Let's take a look at the gaps. So we're 2.5 seconds behind the Ferraris. We are about 4 seconds ahead of Verstappen. Everything seems to be working okay so far. Let's go back into fuel saving and tyre saving for Lewis.
Lifting coast just a little.
Yep.
Do we still have battle assist on? No, we don't. Good. You're enjoying the challenge to make Mercedes great again. Yeah, it's definitely more of a challenge to improve a car this year than it was last time around. It was way too easy. I mean, I won the Drivers' and Constructors' World Championships with Williams in Season 2 on the last game. And that says everything about how easy the game is when you know what you're doing and when you figure it out. The fact that you can take the slowest team and make them double champions in the second season. It's going to be a lot harder this time round. A lot harder. Which is exactly what we needed. Exactly what people were asking for. More of a challenge. Russell's confidence has taken a hit with those overtakes from Alonso, Sainz and Leclerc. Plus he did get overtaken by Perez, although we managed to cancel that one out by retaking the position. We need some more successful defences to really close or push that back up into the high confidence again. That definitely helps as well. Your confidence levels of your drivers, massively important. Something else you need to pay attention to.
Just push.
Evening Simulator YouTuber, how you doing? And there we go, Max into the box. He's going for the hards, so it's going to be his one and only stop, I think. It was clean by the look of it. Don't know how fast it was, but pretty straightforward. Where does he come out? Is he going to come out in clean traffic? I'm hoping he's going to be behind Ocon. There goes Ocon. Can Hulkenberg get him? Hulkenberg and Stroll can get him. That would be even better. I think he's just going to get out in front of them. Oh, Hulk's swarming all over the back, and Stroll's all over the back of Hulkenberg. I don't think they're going to get him, even though his tyres have got to warm up. That Red Bull is just so good, I think he'll hold position. We'll just keep an eye on that for a second.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Yeah, copy.
Yeah, he's clear already, look. So Max is there. We've got a pit stop issue for Zhou, who's already at the back of the grid, so that's not really going to...
Okay there.
Not going to hurt him too much.
And there.
That's another issue with the jacks. Not really closing down the Ferraris at the moment, but we are in the high 116s now as opposed to the low 117s. Tyres are still in good shape. We should hopefully start to close the gap to the medium runners soon. We've already done a good chunk of fuel saving. 4 seconds clear of Alonso. What's Alonso's lap times looking like? He's on a push lap again last time round. There he is. I think we're probably good for saving fuel for a while as well.
And we can drop the lift to coast for now, we'll make it up later.
Understood.
Sainz into the box. Is he the first of the medium runners? He is. Clean stop. Where's that going to bring him out? Is he going to get out ahead of Max? No, he's not. Haas coming out for a stop. That's going to be for Magnussen. Stroll's in for a stop. Gasly's coming in as well. Is Hulkenberg going to get him? No! Again, Hulkenberg just can't quite get there in time. Alright. So, Stroll, Magnussen leaving the pits. There's Gasly. These guys should all be on hards now. So, yeah, hard tyres for Sainz. Hards for Stroll, Magnussen. Gasly. What about Bottas? Bottas hards. Piastri hards. De Vries, that'll be hards as well. Yep, there we go. Russell still frustrating Perez. Again. He's making a career of that. Did it to such great effect last night at Imola. He's not going to do it here though.
Push and hold, overtake.
Let's wipe that off. Perez looking to try and push to get through. Is that a back marker in front? Is that going to screw everything up? We're side by side. Ah, what's going to happen?
Look good.
What's going on?
So
Oh, this is terrible. Get out of the way. He's pulling over at the worst possible place. Oh, come on. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Russell. God damn it. That's so frustrating. We lost so much time thanks to that. That's ridiculous. Hamilton 4.6 seconds ahead of Alonso, who's backed off again. Keeping a nice consistent pace going with Lewis here.
Just need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
Understood.
I had this feeling that we were going to get held up. I didn't think we were going to get held up like that, but yeah, that was bad. That was very bad. And it's brought Ocon and Verstappen close to us as well, which hasn't helped. And look at the gap that's opened up. We were only a couple of seconds behind Leclerc. We're now 10.5 seconds, 12 seconds back from the Ferrari, thanks to De Vries. Verstappen gets through. Trying to get some battery in the car before he hits me. I would like to try and get back past Perez, if at all possible. It might be tricky with Max breathing down my neck. Just managing that gap. Managing the wear on our engine. Managing the wear on our tyres. We are back in DRS range. Just about.
Just drop back a bit.
Just keep the tyre pressures going.
We need to start reducing that management.
Copy.
I think we might just have missed it. Shouldn't have taken the pace out of the tyres. It's going to leave us potentially vulnerable here. Yeah, Max just flies past. He's on a charge right now on those tyres. Alright, we'll just try and stay with him. Let him get bogged down by his teammate for a lap or two, potentially. There's absolutely nothing we could do to stop that overtake. Just he flew past us.
Pick up the pace.
When the Red Bull pushes, it's blisteringly quick. Okay, what's our tyre wear like against Alonso's? Pretty close. So I've got a choice now. I can either wait till Alonso boxes, then sprint like crazy. Turn off top up, go back into neutral. Sprint like crazy and try and block the undercut. Or I can go for the undercut myself. Sprint like crazy now for a couple of laps and then box. I think I would rather, if at all possible, wait and see where Alonso's going to come out. I think he's going to come out behind Sainz. No, he's definitely going to come out behind Sainz. I think we might come out behind Sainz if we try to box now. Verstappen's already through against Perez and is now dropping Perez as well. See if we can close the gap. Can we get the DRS? I think we were too far back on the detection point.
Covering.
Yeah, we were.
Just reduce your speed.
Covering.
Want him to stay close, but try not to overtake, which is why we've got him on fuel save. Partly to save some fuel, partly to slow him down a little bit. And also why we're in full charge. I want to try and stay close, but not to the point where it's going to hurt him. Trying to go for overtakes that he's not going to make. Need to really work on getting his confidence back up again. When he gets into, peak confidence, he's mighty, as we saw last night. Hamilton's still in a very high confidence. Just slipping out of that DRS range again.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Yeah, copy.
Might just have snuck in. I think, again, we fell just short. But by the same token, I think Ocon fell short as well, so... Oh no, we got it. We just got it. Alonso lapping slightly quicker than us. Leclerc lapping quicker. Verstappen is quick. I mean, he's on the fresh tyres, but yeah, he's quick. He's definitely going to be in front of us when we box Hamilton. We're into the pit window. I think while we've got some tyres left, we should just go for it.
Not worried about using the tyres up.
Understood.
And think about less lifting coast.
Yep.
Who is that in front? It's got to be a... It's an Alfa Romeo. I would imagine that's... Let's see. Yeah, that's Bottas, because it's Sargent in front of him. So if we can keep this push going for another lap, we should hopefully be able to get out in front of Perez. Ugh. Another really bad place to pull over. This is the optimal lap. So again, we're going to keep pushing all the way through this lap.
And box, 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 box.
So this lap.
How can you improve your car acceleration? Taking some weight out of the car will help with that. Rear wings can help with that. Airflow can help with that. There's a few different things. You just got to play about with the upgrades and see what gives you the gains. But you know, drag reduction will certainly help with that, and it'll boost your speed as well. Drag reduction. You know what? We don't have any battery left. I was going to say I might go another lap, but yeah, hang on a sec. Let's pause. Let's not go to time 16. We're going to go neutral. We're going to cancel the stop, and we're going to reschedule it for next lap. Because if we can keep this pace going another lap, it's not inconceivable that we could actually get out ahead of Max, which would be awesome if we can do that.
So box, box.
Gonna box this lap.
We are lapping faster than him. Or we were until we ran out of battery. Ocon's in the box. I think Verstappen's responding slightly, or maybe it's just the fact that we've got no battery left. But we're definitely going to clear Perez now. Okay, so here we go. 17 seconds to Max. Don't think we can get out in front of him.
Okay, copy.
Oh, it's a bad stop on the jacks. God damn it. Well, Max is definitely going through.
Exit.
Alonso, Leclerc and Perez have all pitted this lap. That's going to free up Russell. There is Russell. Oh, Russell tucks in behind. And now he's got to fight off the Ferrari.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Understood.
Sainz got through. Can Russell get him back?
Copy.
No. It's not going well for George today. Just getting bad luck.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Copy.
Just going to need some lift and coast.
Let's finish the fuel saving off for George.
Just charge the pack. Okay. Just need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
Alright, so 7.3 seconds off Max. Plenty of time to close that gap down.
Just think about lifting coast
Engines are
conditions.
44% going into Imola. Would you replace now or after? For me, I actually chose to replace for Imola. That's where I got my double podium. But you don't have to. Have a look at what the rest of the grid's doing while you're in practice. You can go to the lap history tab and then click across to the car condition, and then you can have a look and see the condition of what car's components are, and then use that as an informed decision as to whether or not you want to replace. That's what we did last night. We looked and made the decision based on what I saw. Russell's falling back again. Russell's under pressure from Leclerc now. Russell's tyres just starting to not quite have the level of grip they need. If we're not careful, Alonso's going to jump on us as well. Can you go with the old engine for practice, then put a new one in for quali without penalty? As long as it's part of your existing pool, yes. If you actually buy a brand new engine, that's when you start getting the penalties, when you start using purchased brand new parts. So if you go outside your allocation, if you buy a fourth engine and put that in, you can buy it without the penalty, but when you put it in, that's when you get the penalty. Same with gearbox number 5 and ERS module number 3. And any subsequent purchases, beyond those as well. But swapping around in your existing starting pool, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, always run older parts in practice and then run new stuff for quali and race. Oh, Sainz getting held up by a very slow McLaren there. That's dropped him out of range. Is that going to help Russell? No, I think Russell got held up as well. He did. There was a chance to maybe sneak onto the back of the Ferrari again. That's gone. Still new to F1, just trying to learn the rules. Yeah, by all means ask away any questions you get. I say that to anyone, who comes up with a question. If you're unsure on something, you need a little bit of help or advice, or clarification on how a rule works, I will try and explain it as best I can. I'm not going to tell people how to cheese the game. But I don't know if there is a way to cheese it in this yet. There was definitely a way to cheese the game in the last one, and I always actively discourage people from doing it, because once you and even looking for the way to do it, because once you know how to do it, you can't unlearn that knowledge, and the game becomes very easy very quickly, and it just takes all the fun out of it. Evening, Zane. How close are we to our pit window? Not too far off. We're a few laps off. Behave, Farah. Just because you hate Hamilton with a passion. Alright, so the Ferraris have closed up because I'm fuel saving, but I have actually taken some time out of Max. Tyres are in good shape compared to everyone else around me as well. Well, compared to Sainz, Leclerc's tyres are the same as mine, give or take the odd percentage point. Russell is just dropping pace everywhere. Oh, yeah, Sainz is on a tear right now. Okay, well, we'll be patient. We'll stick with him.
Let's just keep our heads down.
Let him burn his tyres up. We're still fuel saving. Let's turn that off for a bit.
And we can drop the lift to coast for now, we'll make it up later.
Yep.
Russell looks like he's just about got his battery fully charged. Oh, he's running battle assist still. Oh, damn it. Turn that off. No, we're not running it with Hamilton. Good. Hamilton's almost a second behind the Ferrari already. Okay, let's make sure we don't drop out of range. Still want to charge the batteries, but I certainly don't want to get jumped by Leclerc, because Leclerc's tyres are the same condition as mine, so that would be bad. New fastest lap for Max, 1:13.9. Wow, he's suddenly up the ante a bit there.
Let's just work on getting that tack back up.
So I'm going to go full deploy.
It's not going to be long now, mate. Come in.
Come on, retake the position. Damn it, he's through. Well, whoa, Hamilton with a lunge.
Let's charge that pack.
They look a little clunky going side by side through there, but we'll swoop back around the outside with the battery deployment and get the move done. And that's brought us right back onto the heels of Sainz again. Yeah, Russell just loses so much time right now.
Let's start pushing them.
Let's start burning up the last of the rubber on these tyres. We'll go for a couple of quick push laps and then we'll box him. Perez has caught back up to us, and that's how much time we've lost in this closing part of this stint. Let's ride the ham cam. Is there a better way to determine the weather? What do you mean, apart from how much water's on the track? If the track is 4 millimeters of rain or higher, it's full wet conditions. If it's 1 millimeter to 3.99 millimeters, you're looking at inters. There is a little bit of overlap, you know, for both of those ranges. So just below 1 millimeter will be fine for inters, you know, and you know at the extreme for the soft, you know, for slick tires, and then a little bit of overlap where just over 4 millimeters will be at the extreme for inters, and just below 4 millimeters is okay for the full wets. In terms of trying to predict, you kind of want to look at the level of the water on the track details and compare it to the track grip. You know, the grip and the rubber levels, and see how high the water is compared to those. If it goes way above them, it's probably going to be full wets. Not a guarantee though. That's how it was in the last game. Haven't really had that much wet running in this one yet, so don't necessarily know if that's going to hold true for this one. Almost there, George. Just keep it going. A little bit longer. There we go. Optimal lap. In fact, I wonder actually, before we bring him in,
Yes, box.
could I get away with a set of softs? And would they be quicker? Assuming I'll look after them a little bit. I'd be about the same. I think I'd be better going with the mediums. So, yeah, we are boxing. Good. Right, Hamilton being dropped by Sainz again. Sainz on another little bit of a push. Let's, oh, we're on battle assist again. Turn that off. Let's try and catch up. Let's leave top up on.
And just charge the pack.
We'll just up the tyre pace slightly.
your speed. Yeah, copy.
Right, so hopefully we should get out around about Magnussen. Hopefully we'll get out just in front of Magnussen. If not Magnussen, then we should get out in front of Stroll. Clean stop. 2.4. It's not amazingly fast, but at least it's not as bad as Hamilton's was, where he lost several seconds. Can we get out in front of Magnussen? That's an AlphaTauri. Magnussen's a little bit further behind. There's Magnussen. We out behind, I think, De Vries, but we're ahead of Kevin Magnussen. Excellent stuff. 42 seconds off the lead. He's a long way off. 32 seconds off a podium. Start bringing those tyres in. Lewis has just about caught back up to Sainz.
Just need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
Understood.
I don't think we'll be able to get the win here. Again, I mean, the Rebels are just so good this season. We should be able to beat the Ferraris. Let's take a look at tyre wear. If we are patient, we might be okay. I wonder actually if Max and Sainz are going to stop again. I'm a little concerned by that. Still got 30 laps to go. I'm hoping they stay out. If there's a safety car, they will box. But hell, if there's a safety car, I'll be boxing with both. I think, depending on when it drops. We might leave George out. At least that Williams doesn't hold us up this time. I am building to a point where we're going to push Lewis again. Try and start hunting down Max. Try and break away from Sainz. Get the feeling we would be faster if we were running in front of him. We have still got some fuel saving to do.
So let's uplift and coast all round, Lewis.
Understood.
Right, we're pulling away comfortably from Magnussen, so let's start fuel saving with
Turn 5.
George. Get the last of that fuel saved. Keeping it nice and close. Battery's nearly full. Going to be pushing in a couple of laps' time, assuming Sainz doesn't try and push to pull away from us.
And think about left lift and coast. Okay.
Yeah, Sainz is pushing. He's trying to break away from us again.
Pick up the pace.
And we've seen the gap to Verstappen drop Does this mean they may be considering stopping soon? As long as we stay ahead of Charles. Then Sainz will come back to us. But Charles going to the end, like we are, unless, as I say, there's a late safety car. Max is boxing. I knew it. He's going to go soft, isn't he?
Use the overtake.
Oh, he's got mediums. Ah, okay. So we're going to have to watch out for Max. We're lapping a second a lap faster than Ocon at the moment, while fuel saving with Russell. That's excellent. We've caught up to the back of Sainz. Is Sainz going to box this lap? Because if Verstappen boxed, I'm pretty sure that Sainz is going to box as well. Come on, get the move done. Get the move done. Sells him a dummy. Gets alongside at Sander Vott. Get the power down up the hill. We're through.
Such an awesome job, mate. So currently P1. No management here required.
Yep.
Let's break away from Sainz as quick as we can. We still have fuel saving to do. And Verstappen's going to be very fast on those tyres.
So just charge that pack. Just think about lift and coast efficiency.
We just set the fastest lap. Fuel saving done with George. He'll recover those last 200 grams of fuel nicely. So we're going to go for the fastest lap with George.
Okay, let's see what you got then. Yeah, copy, all good.
Max immediately breaks the fastest lap, which I knew he would, which is why we're going for it with George.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
So we're into very high confidence again with George. Excellent stuff. We should be setting purples this lap, all around. Oh no, it's green, but it is a personal best, so that is another little confidence boost. You do get a boost for setting the best, the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as well. Let Sainz and Leclerc battle it out for a bit. Sainz is going to stay out a few more laps. He's probably going to go onto softs if he does box. Can't imagine he's going to stay out indefinitely. Purple in the middle for Russell. And the fastest lap, a 1:12.7. Nice. Right. Just keep pushing. Right. Keep pushing the tyres a little bit, not quite so much. Just close up to Ocon nice and quickly.
Understood.
Leclerc's dropped back. A slow McLaren is now between us and the Ferraris as well. That should be enough fuel saving with Lewis.
And we can drop the lift and coast for now, we'll make it up later.
It's going to top up and drop the tyre pace slightly. We want to preserve the rubber we've got left if we're going to have to fight Max. He's a little way off us at the moment. Got to watch for Max. Yeah, and he's going to be coming through the field. It's going to take him a couple of laps to close up to Alonso. Let's see, he's doing a 13.6 against a 14.9. He's very quick. Wow, he's nearly 3 seconds a lap faster than us. That's scary fast. I mean, I could theoretically box Hamilton onto a set of softs and just go for it, but I think the smarter play is to just try and hang on. Right, we're on to the back of Ocon.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Yeah, agree.
Overtake will be available.
Copy.
Sainz still not boxing. Is he staying out? I kind of hope he is. As we get past... who is that? Is that Gasly? That's 13th. We've just lapped Gasly in 13th. Magnussen into the box. Gasly's on soft tyres, so he's going to hang on to the back of us for a bit. I hope he doesn't try and overtake us and unlap himself. That would be annoying. Make sure we get the DRS on Ocon this lap.
Happy to start reducing that management.
Copy.
Alright, come on George. Perez is only 6.5 seconds up the road. We should hunt him down relatively easily. Getting past him is going to be another matter.
Just reduce your speed.
Yeah, copy.
Verstappen just a second behind Alonso now.
So happy to push now.
Copy.
I don't think we're close enough to get the move done here. No, we're not. Right, save for another lap. We'll just finish getting him saved up. Let's keep an eye on Max on the back of Alonso, and Alonso's caught the back of Leclerc, who's all over the back of Sainz. We've got a bit of a train here. So I'm really hoping these guys are going to squabble and hold each other up. They've all cleared the Alpine. Last thing I want to do is give them a DRS as well.
Just push.
That's Piastri into the box. Ocon's pushed a little bit. He's closed the gap to Perez. That or Perez has hit traffic. It might... No, it's not traffic. There is no traffic between Ocon and Perez. So Ocon looking to push a little bit. It works for me. We can just sit behind and keep looking after tyres and charging that battery and keeping relative pace to him. Oh, got a really bad McLaren in the way again. Hasn't hurt us yet. Is it going to hurt the Ferraris? They're yet to catch him. It's Piastri. Alright, battery's about ready. Let's go neutral. Increase the tyre pace a little bit. Sainz boxes. So he is going for a set of softs. He's left it quite late. Probably left it too late. That's one less car now between us and Max.
Happy to pick up the pushing level.
Copy.
And there is Sainz on his set of soft tyres, just ahead of, or just behind Perez, about 4 seconds ahead of Ocon. So he's going to stay ahead of Russell. Yeah, it's not worked out well for Russell this race. I had visions of stellar defences like in Imola. It's just not really worked out that way, has it? Alonso is doing a good job of holding up Max though still. And Ocon now less than a second ahead of Russell again.
Just stay close to him.
Right, we're going for it. Let's go into Russell vision for this one. Sells the dummy, goes left and then jinks right, gets the move done before Sandoval. Beautiful. Straight on the power, up the hill towards Casino.
Now we can see what happened. It was George Russell involved. They decide to give it a go. Up that takes them to 7th place.
Set the fastest lap in the process. This lap should be even quicker. Sainz has got the potential to take that fastest lap from us though, with those brand new soft tyres of his.
sure keep these tyres in good nick.
Yep.
So our best lap, was our last lap, a 1:12.7. What do we do across the line this time? A 1:11.6 for Sainz. And we get nowhere near. Wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Russell's not got the pace to take fastest lap. Let's start recharging those tyres. Start hunting down Perez. Sainz is broken away from him. Max is still behind Alonso. This is excellent stuff. Just trying to prolong Hamilton's tyres a little bit where we can here and there. But we are letting Leclerc close up, which is slightly worrying. 15 laps to go. Can we hang on for the win? Yeah, you might not have been here for that stream where we named it Russell Vision, Farah, based on Chuckle Vision. We called it Russell Vision. Oh, AlphaTauri getting in the way again. That might slow down Leclerc. That might give us a little bit more breathing room. They really need to improve blue flag overtakes on some of these circuits. This one in particular as well is pretty bad. Leclerc doesn't really lose any time. Right, we are only 0.3 of a second faster than Perez right now. You were disappointed I didn't sing. Well, it's the only stream we haven't sung. I've kind of sung that on every other one so far.
So you can pick up the pace.
Understood.
Just not feeling it tonight. There we go, a bit more gain on Perez on that last lap, 0.6 of a second this time. Gap is definitely coming down, and it's not that far to the cars in front that we are lapping much faster than, so maybe. Oh, quick lap for Leclerc, he's pushing, he did a 1:14.9, he went half a second quicker than us. Let's stamp that out.
Let's push. Okay. Use the overtake.
Let's just re-establish that gap before he gets within DRS range. Verstappen very quickly onto the back of Alonso again. And we're now less than 3 seconds behind Perez. 0.7 on that last lap.
Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
Understood.
There we go, gap re-established. Russell's confidence level still very high. Lewis is still very high. It's good. Perez lapping quite slow at the moment. I don't know if that's his tyres or if he's trying to recharge. It might be a combination of both. Does seem to have dropped off very quickly.
If we could just drop back a bit.
Okay.
Leclerc looking to close the gap again. .15.9 for Lewis, that's a slow lap. 14.9 for Leclerc. I wonder if we got held up with the traffic while we were watching Russell. Actually, I don't see any traffic. What I do see is Alonso and Verstappen. Yeah, maybe we just had a really bad lap from Lewis. And here comes Charles on another charge.
And we'll push.
Just maintain that gap. Got a Haas in front of us. That is going to be Magnussen in 12th. And Stroll. And Tsunoda. 3 cars in a very... There they are. In a very small little train, a little short train there.
And just have a think about getting the pack back up.
Do not want to drain the battery too much. I want to have something in reserve for the closing laps. And I don't want to go into full harvest mode because that will just allow Leclerc to jump straight onto us. 1.5 seconds to gap here. Just give him a little bit more tyre again.
So happy to push now.
Copy.
Again, Leclerc is trying to close that gap up. He's definitely pushing. And you can tell, partly because he keeps closing the gap, even though we're not exactly going slow right now. And the gap to Alonso is going up and up. It's now 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds nearly. And Verstappen's still not able to get past the Spaniard. This is excellent. Sainz is all over the back of him, and as soon as I said that, Verstappen gets past him. Okay, so Max is going to be on us before the end of the lap. Sorry, not before the end of the lap, before the end of the race. Leclerc now into DRS range, so let's start prepping. We've got some traffic. Hopefully we can use this to our advantage. Leclerc just dropped off again. Maybe he's now suddenly slamming himself into charge as well. We are all over the back of Perez here.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Copy.
So just charge that pack.
Make sure Leclerc doesn't get the DRS. Don't think he did.
Pick up the pace.
We want to try and clear the traffic on the run up the hill if at all possible. Do not want to try and get it at the hairpin. That'll be the worst place for us to get the traffic.
Push and hold, overtake.
Alright, come on George. Let's get this position from Perez. Perez goes to the outside. We're going to go straight up the inside. Move's done. Straightforward. I don't think we've got enough pace to really sprint away, and we certainly don't have enough time to try and get on the back of Sainz and Alonso. Right, so that's the first of the cars out of the way. Magnussen's been lapped. Next up, Stroll and then Tsunoda.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Understood.
Leclerc is close.
Overtake is available.
Alright, good job, Lewis. Oh, we dropped Perez without even trying. Alright, maybe he just doesn't have anything left. We ride with Leclerc. Max just over 2 seconds behind Leclerc now. Ah, there we go. We've got a little bit of breathing room thanks to the AlphaTauri there. And no DRS for Leclerc. Excellent. Leclerc's going to try and sprint to get back on us. There's Max. Max has got his way through the traffic as well. Wow, where did that come from Leclerc? He is absolutely hammering it right now.
Happy to start reducing that management.
Alright, copy that.
Just push. 5 laps.
This is going to be a very nervy 5 laps. Give George everything and a chance to try maybe to sneak up onto the back of Sainz and Alonso. Can we hang on for our first win of the season? It's going to be tight. Max is keeping a watching brief right now. We've still got our battery in reserve. We haven't touched our battery yet. Let's go into neutral. Don't need to go into top up anymore. Russell has killed his battery. It's going to top up to him. Hold him off, Lewis. Hold him off. Good stuff. We're actually pulling away from Verstappen right now. He's got a tyre in reserve. I expect he's just building up for a push lap. We've got a Haas in the way. That is Hulkenberg about to be lapped. Now, is this going to screw us over like it has done in the past? Or is this going to screw over Leclerc? Please screw over Leclerc and not us. Oh, we got... God damn it, we got hit. Oh, god damn it, we got hit. Goddamn Hulkenberg. How many laps are left? I'm going to lose the position to Perez. Unless Perez pits. Here we've got a puncture, look. Minor chassis damage, major front wing damage, minor rear wing damage, minor suspension damage. And a tyre at 1%. The front left took a bit of a hit as well. Goddamn Hulkenberg. Race might finish on... We got a penalty for that. Why did we get the penalty? Ah, that's it. That's Hamilton's race ruined. Completely ruined. I think Russell will probably end up ahead of him. Actually, no. Russell's boxing as well. Oh, that screwed us out of a win. And also out of a podium.
And there's been quite a crash. So let's take a look at the replay. Here we are then at the 11th corner. Tries to get by. And you can see how the cars come together. Now their confidence will have taken a hit with that.
Safety flags. That's positive.
Copy.
So happy to work those brakes and tyres.
Well, at least the time worked out on that okay. 2.47 for Russell, 13.5 seconds for Hamilton because of the 5-second penalty. We'll get out ahead of Ocon. Yeah, unfair penalties is one of the things they're looking at, and they desperately need to. I don't know if we're actually going to get a lap to go racing. If we do, we're going to go hell for leather. But this might finish under the safety car.
And think about left lifting coast. Just need to make sure to keep these tyres in good nick. So, pick up the pace.
Can't begin to explain how angry I am right now. A lot of parts damaged as well. It's a new chassis, a new suspension, a new front wing, a new rear wing that all need to be put on the car after this Grand Prix. Has that done any damage to our power unit? Let's compare. 92, 88, 83. Yeah, look at the gearbox. Gearbox just took a massive whack.
2 laps remaining.
This is going to end in the end under a safety car. I don't think that it's going to come in at the end of this lap. I really hope it does, but I don't think it will. I think it's going to let unlapped traffic through, and then we'll end up finishing behind the safety car at the end of the next lap. So if that's the case, then yeah, we have robbed Russell 5th place. We would have finished 5th and 7th, now we're finishing 6th and 7th. It also robs us of the chance to try and get a fastest lap as well. Should have left George out. I just figured if we do get to go racing, the last thing I want is to have to order Russell to pull out of the way.
Just cool the car.
Coming.
Which will then, you know, potentially risk him getting overtaken by 1 or 2 cars. I mean, there's so many cars that are lapped. Yeah, safety car's not coming in. Look, race is going to finish like this. Oh, gutted. We were just 3 laps away, 3-4 laps away from our first win of the season. We had everything in hand. We had the pace.
1 more lap.
We had enough tyres. We had a full battery. I was just getting ready to unleash Hamilton and let him sprint for the last lap or 2. Travesty.
No grip out here.
Surface temps are low all round.
Tyres is nowhere at the moment.
Now you see the big chunk missing out of Hamilton's rear wing as well. Safety car's ending, but you can't overtake until you cross the line, so yeah, that's it. Race done.
Just keep the pressure on. You can do this.
Just for shits and giggles.
Let's push and get past him.
Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
Didn't deserve it.
26. Well done.
A long way to go, but let's keep pushing, guys. I believe in you. Thank you so much for continuing to push.
Now, after the excitement of that race, we can now see Esteban Ocon. Out and onto the podium steps Charles Leclerc, the driver from Monaco, really deserving of that top 3 spot.
That's their second
I suppose the
win
one
of the
bright
season.
spark is we
A
do get to
brilliant
see a
talent
podium
who
with
looks so
Alonso
at
on
home
it,
on
and
the
Max
track.
didn't win.
Always a
But that's a
special
big
occasion
points
here
loss
in
to
the
Ferrari
incomparable
again.
Monte Carlo. They'll be pushing the boat out here tonight, no doubt.
Alonso looks like he's taller than taller than everybody else on the podium. Who coded this game?
And as proceedings start to wind down here, what will Mercedes have made of this result, Karun?
They did okay today, I'd say. I mean, we're talking about such a competitive field, and all things considered, the drivers did all right.
And thank you everyone for joining us this weekend here in Monaco.
Formula One will be back to Europe for the next round, on the shores of the Mediterranean, with some heated competition to look forward to in Spain.
Barcelona next, with the revised final corners. So, confirmation of the results. Great race for Charles. Gained 5 places to take the win. Max and Alonso both benefiting as well from that ridiculous penalty for Lewis there, and the damage that we sustained. Bad race for us all round. It was not the right strategy for George, and Lewis's strategy was fine. It's just, yeah, well, he saw what happened. Yuki gets himself into the points. That's AlphaTauri's first point of the season. That's massive for them. Absolutely massive. Magnussen picks up another couple of points for Haas as well. In the Drivers' Championship, Max is still top. Charles jumps both Perez and his teammate Sainz to close to within 18 points of Max. Carlos closes the gap to just 2 points to Perez. We do pick up some points for our drivers, but we don't gain any places. And Alonso, with his 3rd place, actually closes to within just a point of George Russell. It's getting a bit tight down there. Let's have a look further down the grid. You can see Ocon there closing up on his teammate, thanks to those 4 points of his. Magnussen getting 2 points, puts him a little bit safer in 11th place. Yuki Tsunoda jumping 4 places with that 1 point, jumping him above De Vries, Sargent, Bottas and Piastri, and Zhou, the other driver, still yet to score. If we take a look at the Constructors' Championship, 28 points for Red Bull. 28 undeserved points, in my opinion. 231 points for them. Ferrari closed the gap by 10, so they're just 20 points behind them now. It is going to be a fight between those two for the title this season. We are definitely not in the hunt. 14 points for us. We are probably not going to hit our objective this season. Hopefully that doesn't go against us. We'll have to see. The board are going to complain like crazy after this. I can just see it. They're going to be disappointed in the race result. Join the club. Aston Martin, 15 points. They actually hunt us down by a further point, but they're still a long way off. They're still 46 points off us. 45 points off us. And then speaking of 45 points, that's how many Alpine have now. They are kind of, again, isolated in no man's land where they are at the moment. 2 more points for Haas. That's big news for them. Moves them further clear of McLaren. Williams are in 8th, and AlphaTauri should be up to 9th now. Yes, there they are. They were 9th anyway on countback, but they do now finally have a point. So just Alfa Romeo yet to score points this season. In the pit stop challenge, Perez the fastest stop at 2.324. Ferrari 2nd and 3rd. De Vries 4th. Alpine 5th. Tsunoda 6th. So AlphaTauri getting their act together with their pit crew. Russell at 2.42 seconds stop. That's not too bad in terms of pace, but you can see how far down it was compared to everyone else. Hamilton not there because his first pit stop had an issue, and the second pit stop was a penalty plus a wing change, which is why it was like a 13-second stop. So in the pit stop competition, Red Bull mighty again extend their lead. Ferrari jumped 2 places above McLaren and Alpine. In fact, McLaren fall behind Alpine in the challenge as well. AlphaTauri, big points for them, jumps them up 2 places above us and Williams. We do get another couple of points, so we're still ahead of Williams and increasing that gap slightly, but yeah, dipping just a little bit. There you can see how close we were to the actual fastest pit stop, less than a tenth of a second. But that was the difference between first fastest and 8th fastest, 9th fastest. And then, well, yeah, first pit stop was a bad one, 6.5 seconds. Something went wrong. I think it was a faulty wheel. Yeah, oh no, car jack delay. It tells you there, look, pit stop mistake. And then that one, 7.5 seconds plus a 5-second penalty on top as well. That was for replacing a front wing. Yeah, not a great day for Lewis there. Let's have a look at the stats. 14 successful defences, 11 failed defences there for George. Just wasn't quite as formidable in defence this time around. And Lewis, well, very successful in defence there. 12 defences, only 2 failed. 3 successful overtakes. Didn't fail to make an overtake. That's encouraging. And only 1 failed overtake for George. So when our drivers pushed to get by, you know, more often than not, if not every time, they were successful. Just need to work on the defence a little bit. Sponsors were kept happy. We achieved those objectives, although our finish was 2 in the top 8 for the streak. So yeah, we're okay with the streak. We've still got that going. Right, let's see how much it's going to cost us to fix the car. The spare suspension is now available, which is no longer a spare. I don't think. Same with the chassis. Memorabilia room is now upgraded. So let's have a look. So we failed the inspection on the other car for destroyed parts. We've actually failed the inspection on the underfloor as well, by the look of it. So yeah, that's failed its inspection. We need to replace that. I don't know if we've got a spare underfloor. I think we do. Replace the suspension. There we go. I don't think we've got a spare. We don't. There we go. Oh, no. Yeah, we don't have a spare, but we've got enough to at least cover the car. Rear wing. We need to replace the rear wing. There we go. And the chassis. We need to replace the chassis as well. Alright. So, Hamilton's car is back up to where it needs to be. Underfloor is only going to last one more race and then that's going to fall apart. I don't have another spare, I don't think. I've got 3. I've got 1 more spare. Okay. But we're going to need some more. Rear wing. How many more of these do I have? Let's go to the warehouse. Let's have a look. So I've still got 2 spare front wings, although we're going to have to switch one out in the after the next race. Got no spare suspensions again. I do have 1 spare chassis. I've only got 1 spare front wing. Side pods aren't really an issue. Okay. How long till parts are made? We've got new chassis coming in 8 days. The Grand Prix is in 4 days. New underfloor in 14 days. Are we going to get that in time for Silverstone? We might have to emergency manufacture, and I don't know if we've really got the budget for that. Suspension, 12 days. Front wing, 16 days. We need to make another couple of front wings, I think. Yeah, we haven't got much in the way of spare parts here. So let's just do the 1 and hope we get through the weekend without any prangs. What else? Suspension. Yeah, we might need a spare suspension. What's the condition like? That's a brand new one. And that's brand new as well, so we don't need to change the suspension on our cars for a while. So let me check the calendar. Where are we? We're here. We've just done Monaco, so we are here. Next Grand Prix is the 2nd of June. It's only 4 days away, and then it's 2 weeks until Canada. So that's where the suspension's going to be finished. That's where the chassis is going to be finished. That's where the underfloor is going to be finished. That's where the front wing's going to be finished. I don't think the underfloors are going to be ready. I don't think the front wings are going to be ready, but hopefully the chassis will be ready, and hopefully the suspensions, we can rush a couple of those. So we're not going to make any spare chassis, and we're not going to make any more spare suspensions. We're going to try and get through with what we've got. And there you can see the results of the inspection. The suspension failed, the underfloor failed, and the other 3 parts were destroyed in the collisions. Memorabilia room is upgraded. That will give us a boost to morale, which we need. Let's have a look at the F2 results. So in the sprint race, a sprint at Monaco, really? Wow, okay. Novalak got the win from Freddie Vesti. Iwasa got 3rd. Porsche in 5th. Let's have a look at the race. Deruvela and Hauger, 1st and 2nd. Another good race for Kush Maney. I think he was 5th in the 5th or 6th. He was 4th in the sprint, so that's a good weekend for him. Vesti 6th. What happened to Teo? Oh, Teo didn't finish. Okay. We'll have a look at the standings in a moment as well. So, championship standings. Let's take a look at F2. Deruvela is currently a runaway leader at the moment from Teo. He's had 2 race wins, 5 podiums, 2 sprint wins. Just 2 wins, 3 podiums, no sprint wins for Teo. Iwasa in 3rd. Vesti 4th. Ralph Borchung all the way up in 5th. He's been in F2 a while. Right. What else we got in the inbox? Suspension and chassis both manufactured and immediately put into use. Let's see what the boards say. Yeah, disappointed with Monte Carlo. I had a feeling that was coming. Oh, that sucks. That absolutely sucks. I'm still really deflated after that. It's going to take me the weekend to recover. Let's see, we've got 7.6 mil. It's not enough to upgrade the race sim. No point doing the scout facilities yet. We're okay with the board for now. I don't think we need to go ahead with that yet. Hospitality. Yeah, I don't need to do that. Weather would be nice. That's 2 mil. Helipads maxed. Memorabilia room. Will that give us a boost? No, it won't. Not to the important bit, the morale. Tour centre. Let's go ahead and slap an upgrade on the tour centre. Get a little bit of extra cash coming in. Alright, well, there we go. We're going to end on a bit of the week on a bit of a bum note there, unfortunately. So close to our first win, and then just snatched away from us. Hopefully things will go better in Spain. I am looking forward to racing on the original version of the Spanish circuit, without the Mickey Mouse chicane at the end of the lap. It's so good to see that back. And yeah, Really looking forward to actually racing on that circuit. So that will be Monday's stream, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be the rest of the week, and then next Friday we're going to go ahead and pick up again with some more Aliens Dark Descent. So that's the schedule for next week. As always, we'll be looking to start the streams at the same time, about 9 PM UK time, maybe a couple of minutes before, a couple of minutes after, but 9 o'clock. If you want to make sure you're notified when I go live, do make sure you tick the bell, whatever, notification thing, to let you know when I go live. I will be back on Monday. I hope you have a good weekend. I'm going to go and just curl up and cry for a little bit, I think. Yeah, that's very disappointing end to tonight's race. But we will bounce back in Barcelona. And speaking of bouncing, I'm going to go and see if I can find Hulkenberg and bounce his head off the wall a couple of times. So until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.